difficult to beat that ride that Movistar have just done now.
Frantic team time trial today down lakeside. You can see it's almost mirror-like. That's a trout pond, by the way. So if you turn up with this in this area and bring your own flies, I mean, why you'd want to do that? Because there's plenty of them around here in the summertime to go fishing. I mean, that's one of your lakes. Here they go then. Francis Desjeux. I'd love to see what they do, but I think it's going to be quite a long wait, I'm afraid. And I suggest they'll be in the 50s by the time they get in. In fact, there are our top three as we stand. Good result for Team Sky, I think. They won't be too disheartened by that, but all of a sudden, they've got some ground to make up. Trek Sagafredo and Orica Scott, 4th and 5th. Orica Scott giving away 1 minute and 23, and Alberto Contador 1 minute and 15, as you saw. Contador, Mollema, and Jarlson Bantano, who have options, and there's the rolling clock on Francis Desjeux, and it has been a decent time trial by them. This is Quick Step Floors coming in right now. I'm afraid this, you can see the energy that they expended out on the road, and despite having a couple of young, decent time trialists, they're going to be way out of it, I'm afraid, and they're going to stop the clock just ahead of AG Tour Le Mondial, 9th place with a 51 minutes and 8. No wonder we didn't see them out there. So clearly, the world champions with a very different profile to the team. I think that almost answers the questions for those who are asking why they're not wearing the world champions skin suits. It's because it's a different makeup to the team that won, of course, there. Here we are. This is our look back at the last kilometre and how they took it.
Yeah, they took it incredibly well. They clearly committed through the roundabouts here, and communicating well as well, but really aggressive out the corners, straight away onto the power, having a quick look over his shoulders, Castroviejo, and making sure he's got all the riders with him so they don't open up too hard and create that big gap for someone to close down. And then it's all about this final turn and the kick up towards the finish.
Terrific performance. And the leader of this race is going to be Alejandro Valverde, carrying into tomorrow's rolling stage. One for the climbers as well, late on. Rolls at the beginning, couple of intermediate sprints, and then 3 category 1s up to La Molina. A well-known climb to many of you who follow cycling here on Eurosport, and we look forward to seeing how these guys go. I think they will potentially have... they have the potential to carry this right the way through the race. Good result for Valverde. Here are Francis Desjeux, not going to be on the podium today, I'm afraid. There it is, 4th already, still a long way to go. I'm afraid that Trek Sagafredo's time will also stand proud for them. I think a top 6 finish, potentially, just on this nasty roundabout. In fact, not even that. Magnus playing the one-handed bongo here as he shakes his flat hand as if a bit of so-so about the whole thing. Somebody wrote to me yesterday and said, what on earth do you mean about the one-handed bongo? I mean, you know that sign you give, like, ooh, don't know, touch and go, with a flat open hand? That's your one-handed bongo. Anyway.
I've never heard that one before.
Made it up. There we are. So, yes, top 6 we said, didn't we? There's Lotto Jumbo. Are they going to get there? Touch and go, I think. But, yeah, sterling performance by Francis Desjeux as Magnus gets his bongo out again. Here we are, then. So, a 50.39 for Francis Desjeux, which draws today to a close. 6 quickies for Francis Desjeux. A couple of years ago, you wouldn't have expected them to be anywhere near. Near enough, I think it is, in this sort of company. Movistar then in dominant form, beating BMC, who have had some fantastic team time trials of late. Movistar go into tomorrow with Alejandro Valverde wearing the leader's jersey as we go to La Molina. Enjoyed it today, Magnus?
I do enjoy good team time trials, so yes, this has definitely been a good day for me.
Good day for Magnus and for them. Not such a good day for Dragos Zaharia. He's not happy about it. Movistar then, leading BMC by a margin of 2 seconds. 46 ahead of Team Sky. Trek Sagafredo and Alberto Contador in 4th place. Orica Scott in 5th with Adam Yates complete within that group. Francis Desjeux, who have hopes for David Godin overall. Team Lotto Jumbo are looking after Kruiswijk Jesik and George Bennett, I'm afraid, in 7th place, giving away nearly 2 minutes. And then Astana, Lotto and Quickstep Floors 2 minutes and more down. We said there was going to be some big gaps, Magnus, and for some it's going to be stage wins only, I'm afraid, in this race.
Yeah, I think that's what the majority of the teams have got to look forward to. But you know, it is early season as well. There's the first time we're going up in real high mountains, so I think there could be some interesting rides going forward, and I think it should actually provide a very, very aggressive type of race.
Great balance to the Movistar team with Valverde, of course, going for the overall title. Rojas finishing 6th in yesterday's sprint, but also proving that he's on his mettle when it comes to time trialing and indeed requirements of climbing. He will also be up there as well. Andre Amador, Castroviejo and Nelson Oliveira, the time trialists par excellence within this team. When you add the leadership of Alejandro Valverde into the mix as well, they were, the best of everybody.
Well, they certainly were. I mean, the whole team has just done a great ride and ridden to the strength of the team, really. And I think that's what really got them to today's race. I think looking at BMC, they obviously had a fantastic ride and they were only beaten by 2 seconds. But overall, I think Movistar looked smoother and sort of better drilled, and I think if you're looking at over the actual course of today's ride, they were just a fraction better at most points.
51 kilometres per hour throughout the run. A little bit, that's the average, by the way. Very quick approach at the end, and in fact needed to be in such good form. It's a 2-second margin over BMC. Very, very good effort by them. So we will proceed to La Molina tomorrow. Then we have a breakers stage, breakaway potential on stage 4 as we go up to Igalda, along to Igalda. Just a couple of modest climbs along the way. It may well be the last day that the sprinters can have some fun, actually. So it could be a sprint, could be a breakaway day on stage 4. Stage 5 is Tortosa, the big one up to Lowport, which is the only special climb. It's the Queen stage, stage 5. Still a rolling day, another breakaway potentially, but with some peaks, including a plateau mountain at the end, and then of course Barcelona to finish. Well, this was a victory of the whole team. It was extremely difficult. I tried to give everything I could to help my team.
Right now, the world's looking for UK suppliers of fashion and textiles.
Water sports equipment,
console games, rail construction projects,
food and drink.
in Norway,
Thailand, Lithuania, Kenya.
The opportunities for UK businesses
Are enormous.
So come on.
Why not open your doors to 7 billion potential customers?
the planet needs the UK's expertise. The demand
This out here.
here.
Here?
you should be too.
Here, in Alsace, live the most intelligent dogs in the world. They're Sachets. They deliver Colombo to the deserving.
Eric,
Yes, Sandrine?
emergency at the church. Eric, the postman's lost again.
Man's best friends, delivering one of man's greatest achievements. The test supreme.
Welcome challenge. And you might just end up somewhere new.
Steve works with McDonald's, and he's been telling Will that he makes sure there's nothing but whole cuts of beef in McDonald's burgers. Looks like we've got some doubters. Go to work, Steve. Okay, Wendy, beef? Wesley, just beef? Beef, Willow? Still beef, Wayne? Wilson, just beef. And finally, Will. Still just beef. So from start to finish, there's nothing but beef in our burgers and a pinch of salt and pepper, as everyone can now testify.
Here comes the corner. Cleared away at the near post. He could have a crack here. Driven! Here comes the corner. Cleared away at the near post. He could have a crack here. Sensational!
Great. Just got greater. Turbocharge your winnings with a chance of cash bonuses when you cash out any bet with all new Cash Out Boost. Why cash out anywhere else? Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Extreme 3 by Wilkinson Sword. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for optimum comfort. For any twist or turn life hands you. Extreme 3 by Wilkinson Sword. The perfect match for him and her. Great offers available in store. Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
I am Ali. Friday, 31st of March, Eurosport 2.
It's a big day at the Tour of Catalunya. A bit of controversy winging its way around the mountains that we're going to be heading to today. La Molina beckons, 188.3 kilometres in total. Breakaway has had some fun today, but it looks like it's all over as we get on to our first Category 1 climb of today. And in fact, there were 3 in total. And the controversy around Movistar have been demoted. They've been given a minute penalty added to their team time trialling finishing time, which apparently was victorious, but not to be. And the reason is there was illegal assistance within the team, so basically teammates pushing each other within a team time trialling unit, not permitted. Rojas was deemed to be the guilty party. He was given a 3-minute penalty. And there's a handover of some energy. Have some energy, why don't you? You can't do that. And as a result, what's happened is that they beat BMC by a margin of 2 seconds. Yesterday, and they've now trailed them by 58 seconds. So it means that Ben Hermans is now wearing the leader's jersey and not Alejandro Valverde. And Movistar, all of Movistar sit now 58 seconds behind those who finished within BMC's team at the line. So BMC are the leaders, and I've got to tell you that Movistar are not very happy. We'll be speaking to Alejandro Valverde in a few moments' time, but first up, Ernesto Maggione, who is the UCI jury president, had a few words to say about how this one panned out. This is our route today, incidentally. And it will be destination La Molina. We'll have plenty of time to talk you through the climb because we'll be taking it twice, albeit only the finish line the once. That's about where we are at the moment. The Alpe d'Huez, we're going to be on a downhill to Alp, then climbing up La Molina for the first time, skirting by the turn to the finish line, going back out again and coming back up and climbing it from a different route, but well, a slightly amended route, including that finish line. So BMC are in control. It means that there's a lot of questions to be asked, particularly of teams like Trek. Why not now, with Alberto Contador finding himself an awful long way, more than a minute down overall, he may well be allowed a chance to attack. As for Valverde and Movistar, they've been saying, well, we're riding here, but we're not necessarily racing. Sour grapes, potentially. They did break the rules, and you've got to live by them. So unfortunately, for Movistar, they start the day with their shoulders drooped a little bit, but it might well be that they hit back and indeed go for it. It's the sort of stage that Valverde would have started amongst the favourites. So we'll see whether their team is issuing a bit of kidology. Magnus is convinced that basically you give Valverde a sniff of victory and he's going to go for it. So BMC are the leaders overall. In fact, they hold the jerseys, as you can see, including the coveted leaders jersey as well. So bouncing into our consciousness this morning in the opening couple of kilometres. And in fact, as you can see, bright blue skies. Breeze just starting to freshen, though, from the southwest. And you see some warm weather gear still on there, the arm warmers to be seen. And that's because starting temperatures today were about 11 Celsius, and it's a little bit nippier than that by the time we get up to the top of La Molina. There's a lot of climbing today, and in fact, we will be going in altitude, gaining more than 4,000 metres in total. That's vertical metres, you understand. There's an awful lot more meterage to be taken than that. And here's our breakaway, Seri, Bahani and Rubio at the head of the race. We did have 4 riders up there at the head, but unfortunately, Ackermann, who took both of the sprints, has decided that this day is no longer for him, so he's got his points that he wanted. What is the point of today, then? Apart from the mountains, the big talking point, at least, is, of course, that demotion. This is Ernesto Maggioni of the jury. So the decision was taken this morning after having another look at the rules and the sanctions that we have to apply. Now, we made a mistake with the rules yesterday because yesterday we were wrong about the sanctions. We gave only 3 riders penalties, those that are actually involved in the assistance, either issuing or receiving it. And we believe now that the infraction, of course, is for the entire team. And so everybody will get 1 minute penalty within the Movistar team as of this morning. So there it is. They had given a 3 minutes penalty to Rojas, 2 and 1 for those riders that he assisted, I guess dependent on the level of assistance. However, they've now all got 1 minute of penalty, and so they've tumbled down the order, unfortunately. They still, remarkably, hold 3rd place. That's how good Movistar's time was. Looking at our breakaway right now, Nat Bahani is doing a tickler. He's doing what Tekla Hamanot did so fabulously in the Tour, and in fact he has snaffled the first King of the Mountains prize of today. Peter Seri is here from Cajaroral, and so is Diego Rubio Peter Seri, I beg your pardon, from Quick-Step Floors, I beg your pardon, and Cajaroral's Diego Rubio. Let's have a quick word with the new leader then, Ben Hermans. Unexpected? How does he feel to be wearing the green hoops?
Bummer for us. We wanted to be on the podium as a winner in the Team TT yesterday after the finish, but yeah, we got the win finally. We got the jersey, so the better for us. But it was clear they broke the rule yesterday. Movistar team didn't play fair, and if you get a push every time in the back of the team to go in the training again, it's a big advantage. So. It's for me, it's clear they had to be sanctioned.
But for you, what's the feeling? I mean, today you are the leader of the race. It's a mountain stage. That changed a lot.
Yeah, it changed a lot for sure. Otherwise, we would attack Movistar. Now we had a long briefing in the bus how we can control Movistar. So it's going to be completely different. It's a little mess now. It was a short time to breathe and to make plans. But yeah, we will see how it goes.
Well, I've never heard a stage win described as a little bummer, but there you go. Basically, Magnus, he was saying he'd like to have had the joy of standing on the podium with his arms in the air.
Well, that's a big part of winning, isn't it? To walk up onto the podium and receive the recognition for having done a good job. And unfortunately, they obviously didn't get that. But you know, it's one of these things that it does happen, and people do get it wrong. And yeah.
Well, let's find someone who's even more fed up then. Alejandro Valverde, who did go and hold his own arms in the air along with his team. They thought they'd won by 2 seconds, but in fact they failed to win by 58 seconds. Alejandro wasn't that talkative this morning. Here he is.
No come, es algo han decidido los jueces así y ya está.
Well, the jury took a decision, and there's no problem. Only a few seconds, the overall. So today it could be a good day for an attack. Well, we're still close to the standings, and to be able to have some good overall results. So we'll see. What about today's climb? La Molina is trying hard. Well, it's a tough climb. It's a pretty hard stage. So let's see how our legs respond. Well, that was an open book, and written in that book was not very much.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, it wasn't many pages written there, that's for sure.
Yes.
No, I mean, he's clearly annoyed by the outcome of things yesterday. He thought he got away with it, and you know, there's one man's fault that the whole team is suffering, and unfortunately, that's bike racing. It is, should we call it an individual team sport? Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. You're not allowed to hand on energy. Simple as that. However, back at base, Eusebio Nzui, the team manager, basically refused to talk to reporters. So obviously we begged. We slid a few biscuits under the door, and finally came out with crumbs on his chin, so it worked. And he said, basically, we'll be in the race, but we may not be there. That sounds like a quote from Eric Cantona in his most indecipherable. We will be in the race, but we may not be there. It sounds to me like there's a massive sulk going on at the moment with Eusebio. Yeah, exactly. His only Bobby bonus today was that we brought some digestive biscuits with us from England. But, anyway, they were. He's all right. So are we now. Moving on. So you've got it. The leaders are BMC, and they've had to change their strategy. They'll be now watching those around them as opposed to attacking. But attacking you are going to see today, because it's going to get very lively.
Planica, the final hill. Everything's in the air as Kraft and Storr fight for every inch and the title. Starting Friday live on Eurosport 2 in the Ski Jumping World Cup.
Fils de pute.
I know I want it, but do I deserve it? Yeah.
Introducing the new Fiesta ST line. The drive you probably, almost definitely deserve.
Choosing the right truck for my business was an important decision. With so many options, I had to choose the right one.
At Valorama, we're here to support you every step of the way.
Benjamin, my account manager, was brilliant. If you find a better deal, even after ordering, they'll match it.
Transform your business with a brand new pickup truck in
thinking about pennies, about how important they are to children, helping us first understand the value of money. Then we thought, in a time when the next generation may not even use pennies, isn't it up to us to help educate them for their financial future? And we thought, yes, it is. So we did. We are what we do. NatWest.
Extreme 3 by Wilkinson Sword. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for optimum comfort. For any twist or turn life hands you. Extreme 3 by Wilkinson Sword. The perfect match for him and her. Great offers available in store. Wilkinson Sword. Free your skin.
First time of asking up La Molina. Once we get to a point which would have been the approach to the finish line, we go, no, no, no. And then we go descending again, about 10 k's descent, and then we come back and we do it properly. So this is kind of a preview, not only for the riders, but for us as well. And there are some pretty nasty, spiteful inclines within it. First time of asking, you'll see inclines of about 11% as a maximum. Second time round, 14%. So some real punches. Here, in fact, all of they are. TJ Van Garderen was 4th, he's here as well. Richie Portland Quintana not here, but Chris Froome, who finished 7th, is. So TJ, in fact, won it in 2015, a season where he had a good season, and then, of course, 2016 is really one to forget for him anyway. So we'll see if he refines himself on an incline that suits him, because he was 4th in 2014 when Rodriguez won. Contador runner-up that day ahead of Quintana, Froome finishing 5th. Gosh, that was an amazing race, wasn't it? What a lineup it was in 2014. Only Quintana really missing. I know there are others missing, and don't tell me about Pauls or anybody else. But nonetheless, it is still a fabulous lineup for this race here in Catalunya. And I suspect that today we're going to find out an awful lot, not least about those who are starting their season, essentially, and those who are already well and truly established in terms of their racing legs. I think Dan Martin stands a good chance today. I would have put him and Valverde to be duking it out, but we don't know if Valverde's shoulders have dropped after the decision to knock Movistar back last night from their winning position. It's now, of course, BMC having Movistar having had a minute imposed upon them penalty for assistance during the ride. Magnus, a few questions ringing in about assistance. You're not allowed to do it in a time trial. You're not actually allowed to do it in the race itself, except for safety reasons. I've seen that given as an excuse and accepted in the past, handing over energy to another rider.
Well, it's clearly stated in the rules that you're not supposed to do this, and I mean it's up to all the riders to effectively know the rule book, know all the rules inside it.
Eat the rule book.
Well, you shouldn't eat it because then you can't read it.
So you can remember it. It's just me. Carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, lost my train now.
Feast yourself on the rule book.
Yeah,
you yourself have come a cropper in the past.
I did in Tour of Denmark quite a number of years back now, obviously. Basically brought a guy back from a puncture within the last 3 kilometres. Back then it was only the kilometre rule, and after having spent 3Ks, given it everything I had, I wasn't quite back onto the back of the bunch. Reached back and did a handling, and effectively this guy came past the commissaire at some rate of knots, getting back onto the bunch, and obviously he'd spotted me giving the handling, and we both got reprimanded for it. So I mean, I totally agree that there has to be, the rule is quite clear, and with that you know, the rules have to be obeyed.
There we are. You're in total agreement with Sean Yates. Hello, Sean.
Well, that's good to know.
He's in the house as well. Says it's clear Diaz should have known the rules and therefore made everybody on the team aware of them.
Yeah, hope you well, Sean.
Yeah. Likewise, just looking at Sky at the moment, and they've decided to impose themselves. No surprise there. They've got several cards to play, and if everyone's looking at Geraint Thomas. He's the delivery man. Should call him the postman, really. Always delivers. So he goes hard into climbs and occasionally gets a good finish. And in fact, I think he's finished 7th on this climb in the past, basically because of backup. I think it was in 2015 when I think it was. I'm not sure. I'll double check. But basically, yes, he goes well, Kirienka, and it's he that's in the engine room at the moment, busy burning himself to close down this gap, which stands at 2 minutes and 3, Magnus. Kiri's a fabulous guy to have, the beast that you can unleash.
Well, his nickname is the motorbike, and a lot of the time he does work like one as well. He's all the turns that he's doing on the front. Usually they count for about 3 team members, and yeah, certainly a very valuable guy to have in in a team. Certainly, you know, very all-round kind of rider as well. He does get himself over some very, very big climbs, and he's capable of doing obviously some good team time trial work and the individual time trial, and so on. So yeah, super guy to have.
These guys, I'm afraid, are going to get cooked today. Diego Rubio